Today I'm attempting to get the Platinum Trophy for LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 through 4 on the PS4. There's just one problem. This game is notoriously glitchy when it comes to trophies. I actually platinumed the original release on PS3 all the way back in 2011, but it actually took a very politely written email to WB support basically pleading for a patch to make it happen, because there was one single character that I couldn't unlock. Dumbledore? Nah. Voldemort? Nope. It was a character simply referred to as... Boy. I kid you not. Boy. Fortunately, it was eventually patched and I was able to secure my trophy. Surely they've fixed things in this remastered PS4 version, right? Either way, we're going to take some extra precautions for this trophy run, which means it's time to go over our Platinum strategy. To unlock the glorious Platinum, I'll need to collect 36 trophies, and it's estimated to take around 25 hours. Step 1. Story. Here we play through the game's main story, which consists of 24 levels that take us through Harry's first 4 years at Hogwarts. Consider this your spoiler warning for the first 4 Harry Potter books. Completing these should unlock 6 story-related trophies that cannot be missed. Step 2. Replay story. Visit the Leaky Cauldron.
You hear that, Ern? The Leaky Cauldron.
And replay the story missions. That's right, every single one of them. You see, LEGO likes to hide things in their games that you can't unlock on your first playthrough. Then we'll need to collect all the gold bricks. Each level has 4 of these shiny little objects, and there are 200 in all. That's right, 200 gold bricks. This is also the step where we'll want to unlock more characters. Each level has 3 to unlock. There are 167 in total. That's right, 167 characters. But Retro, you said there are 24 levels, and 24 times 3 is 72, so where are the other 95 coming from? That takes us to step 3, free roam. This one is mostly about cleaning up any gold bricks or characters we've missed. We'll need to search Hogwarts and Diagon Alley to find all the students in peril and all of the red bricks. Actually, we could use cheat codes to unlock a lot of the red bricks if we wanted to. But do I look like someone who would cheat at LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 through 4?
Must resist.
Control your emotions. Discipline your mind.
Step 4, challenges. Here we'll need to finish off all the miscellaneous trophies that require specific challenges, like defeating the mountain troll with
poor stuttering Professor Quirrell,
or becoming a ghost and scaring 20 people.
Like this.
And with that plan in place, I grabbed some snacks, an ice cold beverage, made sure to give Luna a nice belly rub because she's such a good dog, and then we kicked off our Platinum quest.
It literally starts exactly how the movie does.
The first thing that strikes me after not playing this game for so many years is just how nice and crisp the PS4 version looks. I'm also reminded of the authenticity and respect LEGO always show the IP they work with, but yet they still manage to find all the right moments to inject some classic LEGO humor. This is also one of the LEGO games that didn't have any spoken dialogue. Everything is conveyed through grunts, hand gestures, and the wonderful LEGO animations we've come to know and love over the years. I start knocking out story missions left and right. Harry learns he's a wizard, visits Diagon Alley, and sets off to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. At about 2 hours in, something hits me. I've yet to unlock a single trophy. I checked the trophy list again and realized the majority of these aren't going to start popping until very late in the game, especially if I'm not going out of my way to focus on them early. So we get to Hogwarts and let out all of our trophy frustrations on the castle around us. That's basically what the LEGO games are anyway if you've never played one. Destroy stuff, build stuff, destroy it again. And a few puzzles along the way. At about 2.5 hours in, we finally unlocked our first trophy, this one for collecting ghost studs. With that now under our belt, it was time to take our first classes. We had charms with Flitwick, potions with Snape, herbology with Sprout, and our first flying lesson with Madam Hooch. Oh, and this also happened when we were taking charms.
Oh my goodness, it's Boy! We already unlocked him! He's the very first character we unlocked.
Nice to know we've got that one out of the way. After showing off our excellent flying skills to get Neville's Remember-All back, Professor McGonagall recruited us to the Gryffindor Quidditch team. Unfortunately, you don't actually get to play Quidditch in the LEGO games, but there is a Quidditch level. While the game is going on, you play as Ron and Hermione to try and stop Snape from jinxing Harry's broom. Of course, in reality, it wasn't Snape jinxing the broom anyway. Soon enough, the trio learns it's actually Quirrell who's trying to steal the stone, so they set off to try and stop him. The final level is probably my favorite from year 1. You get to sneak past Fluffy, destroy a few devil snare plants, catch the winged key, and play a LEGO game of chess before heading into the final room to battle against the Professor Quirrell version of Voldemort. After taking him out, we were awarded with our second trophy, this one for completing the story of the first book. From there, we jumped straight into Chamber of Secrets, with Ron breaking Harry out of his Dursley prison with a flying Fort Anglia. Once we arrived at the Burrow, we ran over our best friend a few times with this giant pumpkin car. Sorry, Ron, gotta get them trophies. Despite Dobby's attempts to keep us away from school, we eventually made our way back to Hogwarts. Sadly, the confrontation with the Whomping Willow is just a quick cutscene in this game. We do get a defense against the dark arts lesson in year 2, and even though it's Lockhart teaching, we learn the new Immobula spell, which is useful for taking out Cornish pixies. We brew Polyjuice for the first time, which is actually pretty important in this game as it's how you'll transform into other characters when you're doing free roam later on. Harry finds Tom Riddle's diary and through her memory learns about his accusation that it was Hagrid who opened the Chamber of Secrets. Hagrid tells us to follow the spiders, and after an epic escape sequence in the Fort Anglia, Harry and Ron find Hermione's note with a picture of a basilisk. It's always so interesting to see the little tweaks that LEGO makes to tell a much larger story in a much shorter time frame, and in this case they even do it without spoken dialogue. This is enough information for Ron and Harry to venture into the chamber, but they bring along Lockhart for the ride. We battle it out against the giant basilisk and secure our 4th trophy. Then it's time for Prisoner of Azkaban, which surprisingly was my least favorite section of the game. Something about the levels here just felt more tedious and drawn out than the others. We do get Professor Lupin in this one, as well as some fun winter scenes. This is also where we learn Expecto Patronum, but sadly, it's a non-corporeal version of the spell. It does have a really cool sound effect though. We get an actual gameplay section with the Whomping Willow this time, just before the trio learn Ron's pet rat was Peter Pettigrew all along and that Sirius Black is innocent. Lupin and Sirius set a trap for Pettigrew, but Lupin's transformation into a werewolf gives Pettigrew just the moment he needs to escape. Harry casts Expecto Patronum to save his godfather, but that's not where this game ends. There's an additional level where we need to actually break Sirius out of his cell and fend off a bunch of Dementors in the process. Another trophy for us, and in a hilarious nod to the end of the Prisoner of Azkaban film, we get this ending. I think Hermione knew what was coming. If Prisoner of Azkaban was my least favorite section of the game, Goblet of Fire had to be my favorite. Maybe it's because the Triwizard Tournament has so many sections that are just great for video games, like the Dragon Task. You also have the Underwater Rescue, which was so much better than the movie tie-in game, by the way. Then you have the maze, followed by the graveyard scene at the very end. You also have the presence of even more characters inside and around Hogwarts with the Durmstrang and Beauxbatons visitors. Along the way during the story, we unlocked a few additional trophies. Because Hermione now knows how to use a time turner, we were able to interact with these clocks and get the back-in-time trophy. We also got the Teacher's Pet trophy for completing all story lessons, and Quiet Please for turning off all sound while you're in the library. Then we got Story Complete for finishing the story levels in all 4 years, and Head Boy for completing the year 4 story levels. So with everything done on the story side, step 1 is officially complete, and we have 10 out of 36 trophies. Yeah. We got work to do. On to step 2, where we need to return to the Leaky Cauldron and replay the story missions on free play, all the while hoping that some of these other trophies will happen naturally along the way. But in order to do this, I first had to make sure that I had at least one character who could open locks, one character who can dig, one strength character, and one character who can do dark magic. I looked up some guides and found a few of the easiest characters to unlock who would fit those criteria. I also went to Diagon Alley and purchased some new spells, including Glacius, which is required for one of the trophies. I bought every red brick that we had unlocked naturally in our playthrough, as some of these perks will help us with other trophies. Then we got the Good Dog trophy by defeating 20 enemies with Fang, and chilled out by freezing 20 characters with Glacius. While replaying levels from year 1, there are 3 things I wanted to focus on: rescuing students in peril, finding all 3 character tokens in each level, and finding all 4 house crests in each level. And while most of these are fairly easy to find, I found I was almost always missing 1 or 2 by the end, which unfortunately means I had to play a few of these levels yet again for a 3rd and some even a 4th time. At least it helped me perfect my path through the Quidditch level, which I needed to complete in under 5 minutes to unlock the Quick Quidditch trophy. All of this section here was pretty tedious overall, but soon enough I had managed to get the trophy for Crest Collector and then went straight into year 4, with it being my favorite, and soon enough we had unlocked the Ultimate Collector. Later I moved on to year 2 and unlocked Arachnophobic for defeating 20 spiders with Ron. Eventually we found all the house crests for year 2, and I powered straight on through to year 3 as well. And because of our red brick multiplier perks, we also finished every level with the True Wizard rank, which means now we're finally ready to move on to step 3, free roam. This is also when we really have to start watching out for glitches and trying to put some of the most problematic trophies off until closer to the end. We quickly knock out Solid Snape and Lumos Solem. Now the detector perks on some of these red bricks actually make it easier to find gold bricks, hidden characters, and even other red bricks. Even though I was tempted by the red brick cheats, we actually managed to find all of them without too much trouble. Characters and gold bricks though, different story. Some of these are incredibly well hidden, and quite a few of them take you to areas of the castle that you didn't even explore in the main story. Also, glitches. Yeah, at 65% overall completion, my game just completely hard crashed out of nowhere. At this point, I was actually getting pretty discouraged. The hard crash worried me that something was happening behind the scenes that was going to ruin my pursuit on some of these character token trophies. So I decided to go back to Diagon Alley and buy all the characters I've unlocked so far. It actually ends up being much more than I thought, which gives us trophies for Quidditch Team, Wonderful Weasleys, and Animagus. With plenty of ghosts unlocked now, I go ahead and take care of the Boo trophy as well. Then we knock out a big one by rescuing the last 2 students in peril. It was around this time I also remembered that 10 of the golden bricks we were missing were actually from the 10 bonus levels, which I'd been putting off to the end. Even so, there were a few really tricky gold bricks.
So red bricks are done, characters are done with the exception of Voldemort. And I know exactly how we have to get Voldemort. We have to get all of the gold bricks. So as long as the golden bricks do not glitch, then we're good. We're in the clear.
Now at 190 gold bricks in every single character, aside from Voldemort, I decided to do an extra backup of my save file to the cloud. Even though my PS5 does this automatically each night, I had made so much progress this day that I did not want to risk losing it. After the backup, it was time to tackle the bonus levels. Almost right away at the start of the first bonus level, we unlocked the multiplier trophy for getting 10 million studs in one level. The first level was okay, but after, these levels got insanely tedious. Most of them were a series of puzzles where even though you know the solution almost instantly, it takes way too long to actually complete. Lots of walking back and forth at a snail's pace while carrying mandrakes. Sure, maybe it's a nice bit of replay value for the kids who just want a little more fun from the game, but for grown men who just want their platinum trophy, these levels were painful. Fortunately, after about an hour, they were all completed. No glitches, which means... And now we've come to the point in the video where we had to go through one of the most mind-numbingly painful missions in the entire game just to unlock Voldemort. You see, the Voldemort character token isn't like the others. You have to complete a special level accessed through Borgin and Burkes, and only after you have all 200 gold bricks. The premise of the level is actually pretty cool. You take control of Voldemort on October 31st, 1981, which fans will remember is the night Lily and James Potter died. So what do you get to do with the most powerful dark wizard in the history of the series? Well, break things. Seriously, that's the whole point of the level. You run around this city, and while you can, Crucio or even AK, the frantic citizens attempting to flee, that's not how you actually complete the level. To complete it, you need to collect 1 million studs, which would happen in seconds if you could use the red brick multipliers, but here, no multipliers. So what this results in is a mission where you have to spam the square button repeatedly for about 15 minutes straight while waiting for the studs to surpass the 1 million mark. I actually thought about offering my 2 boys $5 each to just take turns spamming the square button. Seriously, that's the level of desperation I had at this point. Honestly, they would have probably enjoyed it, but I did power through on my own, and after what felt like an eternity, I'd completed the level to finally unlock Mr. Snake Nose himself. This also unlocked the trophy for 100%ing the game, but apparently 100% is not enough for the Platinum Trophy because there's also a trophy for completing all of the Lego Builder tutorial levels. This one wasn't nearly as tedious as the bonus levels though, and I'd actually forgotten this was even a thing at all in this Lego game. You know, with the success of so many games like Roblox, Minecraft, and Mario Maker, I'm surprised Lego hasn't leaned into this a bit more over the years. Now, while we've completed a few challenges along the way, we're finally ready to move to step 4 and complete them all. We only have 4 remaining. Muggle Trouble, defeating the object, World Quandary, and what according to PlayStation is the rarest trophy in the game, Role Reversal. I used Uncle Vernon in the forest to secure us Muggle Trouble. Quirrell takes out the troll easily enough. We use Voldemort to wreck Quirrellmort, and then it was time for the final trophy. I think this one is probably the rarest trophy, A, because it takes so long to unlock Voldemort, but also B, it's actually a little confusing what you're supposed to do here. The trophy makes it sound as if you'll somehow take control of Voldemort while in the graveyard battle with Harry. Instead, what it actually means is that you'll want the companion co-op character to be set as Harry while you play as Voldemort. Then, with you playing as the Dark Lord, you take out Harry with a quick AK. If you didn't know, friendly fire is most definitely a thing in Lego games. And with that, Witches and Wizards, we officially have our 60th Platinum Trophy. And with how tedious the grind was, I think it's going to be a while before we attempt to do years 5 through 7. Who am I kidding? It's probably going to be the next video.